And a lot of the startups that I've worked with, I think that one of the biggest hurdles they face is the funding challenge. And I will say that they could have a really great technology, they could have a really good product or service, but they get a ton of funding, and then the funding gets spent in ways that probably isn't the most either responsible or the most sustainable. And so, what we see, or what I've seen, is that for those startups who are going out and getting funding from whether it's a financial institution, friends, family, and other, or maybe you're bootstrapping it with your own cash, which is what I did, it's really, really critical to understand how you're going to make money, not just how you're going to put together a really great set of projections. And so that's where I would encourage people to not get too excited about what the projections say, but get excited about the sales that you're actually receiving, right? I think that's kind of the biggest area that I see for a lot of startups. And for mid-sized companies, I do see that as companies grow, there is less focus on process and efficiency because they are, trying to hire and grow into those new accounts. And a lot of times what can happen is they're losing profit, not because they're not doing a great job, but because they're losing track of time and money, right? And people and where they're spending their time. So typically at the mid-sized level, it's more of an operational discussion, like how can you get this more efficient, as opposed to needing more money. And then on the Fortune 1000 side, I will tell you, these companies they're big and they have a lot of employees and they have a lot of requirements. And so a lot of times we fit in to help their existing team with areas that they can't get to. And I think it's just because of size, right? Like, they have a big team, but they still need that extra resource that has a highly specialized skill set. So it is different at each stage.
Awesome. So if you had to use headwind as a metaphor for success, how is success like headwind?
Oh, wow. You couldn't have given me an easier word. Okay. So, how is success like headwind? Well, if you want to get from point A to point B, there's going to be a headwind, right? So you just have to navigate it as best you can.
Very well done. And it's not always going to be smooth sailing. So
No,
if
it's
there are
not.
challenges, you're going to have to push through. Because if it
Yep.
was smooth sailing, if it was a tailwind, everybody would be.
That's different. That's why I was like, hey, the headwinds are the worst, right? That's when you get most of the turbulence. So, but yeah, I think it is a great metaphor for success, right? Because you do have to kind of weather the storm before you can really get from point A to point B.
And when you get to point B with a strong headwind, that's when you get
Yep.
all the applause.
That's right. That's right. That's when the accolades come.
I see
I
that.
loved that.
So that's how success is like headwind.